Satman, everybody, it's Craig here. I just want to do a quick tutorial on how to play the solo in Oblivion by Mastodon. A lot of you have been requesting, some tips and tricks on how to play it properly, so I'm going to do my best. I'm not saying that what I do is 100% correct, but it's what I hear, and I always trust what I hear in a song. So check it out. Hope you like it. Alright, so we're going to start off with the opening bend. Going to be on the 8th fret on the B string. And when you get to the top, you're going to shake it a little bit. I know a couple of people pointed out that I didn't do the vibrato, so thanks for correcting me. And then you're going to bend, pull off to the 6th fret on the B string, all in one motion, and land on the 7th fret of the G, all in one motion. So it's going to be a bend, pull off to the 6th fret, to the 7th fret of the G. Then you're going to wind up back to where you started on the 8th fret of the B. So all together. Alright, we're on to the next part of the solo. It's going to be based off a D minor scale, and it does a bunch of hammer-ons and pull-offs, descending down the neck, mostly on the B string. So you're going to start off just like before. It's based on the 6th fret hammer-on pull-off to the 8th. Slide back to the 5th. Hammer-on to the 6th and pull-off to the 5th. Slide down to the 3rd. So it's a gradual descending line going down. Okay, now this is where it brings you to the G string. So you're going to do a hammer-on pull-off, 3rd to 5th, back to the 3rd, to the 5th of the G, pull off to the 3rd of the G, back to the 5th, and then slide to the 7th of the G. Next section, we're up in the higher part of the neck, 12th fret G. You're going to bend, whole step, and grab the 10th fret of the high E, a little blues lick. Come back to the 13th fret of the B, and you can even slide up to that, or you can bend to it, but I just go straight to it. And I just pick the 15th fret of the B. So you're starting on the 12th fret, little blues lick here. Let go of the bend to the 10th fret of the high E, 13th fret of the B, 15th fret of the B. Alright, we're on to the next part of the solo, which can be quite challenging, not only to play, but also to hear and figure out. The notes tend to get buried as you descend down the neck on the lower strings, and it gets buried in the mix quite a lot. But it's all based off of pentatonic scale, or pentatonic patterns. I'm pretty sure that he uses the blue note in there. I could be wrong, but from what I hear, he's starting on the 15th fret on the high E, and he's pulling off, hammer on and pull off to the 17th, back to the 15th, slide down to the 12th. Then it's going to be a pull off from the 15th to the 12th on the high E, down to the 15th fret of the B, back up to the E, 12th fret, pull off from the 15th to the 12th. kind of follow that same pattern all the way down the scale, utilizing the blue note on the 15th fret of the G. And then you're going to be continuing that pattern, 14th fret. And this is where he starts to descend down the neck. So you're going to be, once you wind up on the 12th fret of the A, after you finish that pattern coming down the neck, slide down to the 10th fret, I'm sorry. Hammer on to the 12th, slide down to the 7th, pull off from the 10th to the 7th, slide down to the 5th, hammer on to the 7th, now you're down to the 3rd, and again it's the same pattern. There is a hammer on and a pull off from the 3rd to the open, to the 5th fret of the low E. And then that's a pull off, hammer on, pull off from the 3rd to 5th, then you pull it to the open. Alright, this next section, we're back up to 12th position using the pentatonic scale. We're going to be bending on the 15th fret. Then you got to hammer on and pull off to the 12th. Then you're going to be walking down that pattern on the pentatonic. To the 14th, down to the 10th. One more time. Ending on the 12th fret. 14, 10, all on the A string. Alright, we're reaching the end of the solo. The last part has what they call unison bending, or unison bends. You're going to be on the high E and the B string. Some people do the unison bends on the G and the B, which is fine too. But I do it on the B and the high E, just personal preference. What a unison bend is that you're going to be bending one note to sound like the same pitch on another string. And it's a pretty cool effect. It kind of fattens up the sound of a bend. And when you hit them at the same time, there's a little bit of dissonance until you get to the actual pitch. So each bend is going to be 3 frets away from one another. If you plant your first finger on the high E, on the 6th fret, and then you're going to bend on the 9th fret of the B, you just bend, and you can use your ear to tell you when you hit the pitch. Do the same thing a half step lower. Back to the original, up a whole step. Back to the original on the 6th and the 9th fret. I'm sorry, on the 5th and the 8th fret. Then you're going to go up a minor third. And you do the same pattern starting on the 10th and the 13th fret. Alright, right, that wraps up the tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you have any questions, just message me on YouTube. I plan on making more of the tutorials, so be on the lookout, subscribe to the channel. Until then, just keep practicing.